Hello, you are listening to two vintage ribbon microphones. On this side, we have an RCA 77D. And on this side, we have a Western Electric / Altec 639A. Both of these are ribbon microphones, and both of these, when in bidirectional mode, have the typical null that you would get when you speak to one side, like when I go over here and then all of a sudden I kind of disappear, or if I go over here and all of a sudden I kind of disappear. Both of these microphones have a cardioid, that is unidirectional pattern option, and when they do that, the RCA closes a baffle on the back side, whereas the 639A adds dynamic microphone and omnidynamic in the front, and combining the two makes cardioid. And there's some other options. So we should start now with just listening to the difference between the two microphones. I've got this signal chain going to a PV vacuum tube mic preamp into a Zoom R16 multi-track recorder. So not fancy. The 639A has a cloud lifter on it to get a little extra gain. And you will hear some hum in the background because it is a very low gain microphone, even compared to the 77, which also has a significant amount of treble lift, which we'll see when we look at the frequency response chart. So now I'm going to switch them over to cardioid mode, which is the U position on the 77, and it is the there are 6 positions, I think, on the back. So the first one is R for ribbon, the second one is D for dynamic. You can already hear that change from behind here. In fact, I'll let you hear it. Here is the dynamic only position on the 639A. Actually, let's do this again. This is the dynamic only position on the 639A. And this is the ribbon position on the 639A. And this is the unidirectional option on the 639A. So let's start again. Okay, so now what you're going to find is, and I just changed the level a little bit, the 639 has a higher output in cardioid mode because it has the two capsules, the ribbon and the omni cartridge, connected together through a transformer. This transformer makes the microphone sound kind of unique. It is a long, wide ribbon like the RCA 44, unlike the 77, which is a narrow and short ribbon, which is part of why it has such a different sound. But transformers make a big part of that difference. So again, since I'm speaking in between the two microphones, you should be able to get a pretty good idea of the difference between the two if you were ever curious. Of course, I always am. And like that. So now, since they are in cardioid mode, when I go to the side, you'll see that actually go all the way behind. You see how much less they pick up. And again, we'll go again in between them and then over to here to compare the rejection on the rear. And it's pretty good. Pretty remarkable for their time that they accomplished what they did. And so that's the first part of this test.